Still starting. Oh, I think it started. It did. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tim has been knocked off the internet, so it's just Nick running the show. Woo! Anarchy! All right, that's it. That's all of it. We're done. Have a good night. Bye.
It's a good
All
work
right.
ethic you have.
Right? Hey, I put all my energy right into that first blast.
Yeah. Tim is pretty much the overlord, huh?
Shh. He likes to think so. You don't feed it. All right, so even though Tim's not here, I actually do have some awesome things to tell people, and joining me to help tell some of it is Matt Sears and John. I suddenly forgot his last name.
It's Professor John Gordon. Professor John Gordon.
Professor,
yeah.
All right. Let's go with Professor John Gordon.
Sure.
From Hyacinth Games.
I'll take the promotion. Thank you.
Anton was going to join us, or was trying to, but he couldn't tonight, unfortunately. And this actually came up kind of after we recorded the first show, which hasn't aired yet, and then the second show, which is airing in a couple weeks. So
yeah, this is gonna be some weird time travel shit when it finally comes out.
It is. I mean, we're like, ooh, Twilight Zone, do, or whatever it is.
I think that was it. I think you got that.
Yeah, I think so. Close. I was starting to spread into a couple of the shows that use the same sound, so I stopped myself before I got to the wrong tune. All right, so two of the big things. Right now, as we speak, we're in the process still of moving over to the new podcast hosting service, which mostly gives me better metrics, but also integrates with some other services like Google Play. So we're now actually pushing all of our stuff to the Google Play Store, so you can find Skirmish Supremacy there. And it should be uploading it all to SoundCloud as well, so you can find us there too. Yeah, so those are getting pushed there. So yay! More places to listen other than iTunes and then the old service. We will be pushing the new links to the service soon as well. And occasionally we'll try and push the YouTube videos. I think. I may be lying. I don't know. The videos have gone back and forth. But all right. So the big reason these two gentlemen are here is I've been talking to them and some other folks, and I'm slowly getting it all put together. We are going to start trying to do a giveaway of the month every month featuring a indie company. Now, some ground rules. You can only win. I'm going to limit it to once a quarter so that the same people don't, keep going in and winning. Give others a chance, please. The prizes we're trying to make interesting. I don't know what they will be all the time. I am trying for, and I managed to successfully get this month, a 2-player starter set from the guys at Hyacinth Games for their game Wreck-Age. Guys, you want to tell us about it?
Sure. I guess I'll take.
I was going to let you take lead, man. I never get to.
Yeah. So I'm just the dumb author of Shangri-La. I don't know. I didn't create the setting. No, Wreck-Age is a really awesome skirmish game in 28 millimeter. It's got a neat future post-apocalyptic setting. That's kind of what drew me to it. I came on as a fan first, and then the guys at Hyacinth were nice enough to let me write some stuff for them. But it world ended today, and we're dealing with the after effects. The world went to shit about 200 years from now, so there's some high technology that's kind of old school and in the past, and relics of a forgotten age. And the current time point that the game starts off in is in the resurgence, when humanity is finally starting to carve its way out of a major hole that it got dropped into. Ecological disasters, political wars, every bad thing you can imagine happening kind of happens over the course of a few decades and sends the world into turmoil. And so when the game picks up, people are finally starting to reconnect with other communities and realizing that there's a larger world out there. And it's a really interesting setting to set your stories in. And it's can kind of accommodate any sort of post-apocalyptic feel that you wanted. If you want, full on Mad Max, or if you want, a little something closer to say Fallout, which I know is a bad word.
Dude, I've got a 170 level character in Fallout 4, which I play exclusively not to rip them off. I absolutely am allergic to that. I love it. Great game.
I love Fallout too.
Yeah, I don't want to cease and desist from Bethesda. That would just break my heart.
Yeah, no,
I love their games for forever, and we're doing our best not to rip them off. So yeah, sorry, John. You said the word of the day. Pee Wee Herman is now yelling at you. Terry the Pterodactyl is pissed.
Yeah.
Oh man, I will say, Fallout definitely kicked off my love of post-apocalyptic. From their very first isometric 2D game to now.
Oh, you played the originals. Yeah. I'm a relative newbie. I got started on Fallout 3, so I'm
But all right, so now that we know that this game is not Fallout,
it's not
you
Fallout.
You did a great synopsis, John. You did fantastic work. You're the best.
Sarcasm. So
also, I just figured out how to unmute myself. I was struggling over here for 4.5 minutes.
That's why I was vamping for. I think you're muted again.
Now I figured it out. I'm doing this all the time. I don't want to. I don't want to mouth breathe into this over and over.
Yeah. So besides the main book, we recently released a supplement called Shangri-La, and that's actually why I'm here, because that's what I wrote. And it's a setting book for Wreck-Age that focuses on the West Coast and specifically Southern California. If you've ever had fantasies of Los Angeles getting hit by tidal waves and going all to hell, that certainly takes place. Shangri-La is the place for you. It's a civilization that is simultaneously surviving in the remaining foothills and mountains that didn't get deluged during the Pacific's rise, and floating communities that have built themselves up with any buoyant materials that they can find or pull out from the sea or salvage. So the boats roped together, rafts, tires, things like that. Small communities have formed to kind of live on top of the waters and eke out an existence there. So that's also another setting that another region of the Wreck-Age setting that you can kind of explore with the Shangri-La book, which is something we'll be giving away.
And you can, it's going to be a part of this thing. But you can find Shangri-La on rec-age.net or on DriveThruRPG, where we sell most of the copies, but they get a cut of that. So rec-age.net.
I like it. I approve.
Or come to my house and give me money personally, and I'll give you a copy.
Wait, no.
And I'll cut Hyacinth out completely.
Or win this contest. Or win this
contest. There you go. Here's a way you can do it. Because John, actually, you can't go to his house and give him money, because he just said before the show that he's going to be inscribing inside in autographing his last copy that he has. Yeah, I know he can get more, but
yeah, this is my last one. So the lucky winner will get my last copy. I'll autograph it for you, which will definitely lower its value on eBay. So that's good. But I'll send it with warm regards, along with some minis that'll help you get started playing in Wreck-Age's sandbox.
All right, so the Shangri-La supplement that will be signed by the author, very awesome. I think I always like things that are signed, so that makes me excited.
How's your penmanship, John? Do you have good
Awful.
penmanship?
Not at all.
That's why I don't sign things.
I've been told I should go into medicine because of the way that I read.
Well, the idea is I don't own anything, so what do I need a signature for?
Ah, see, there you go. I used to work retail, and I was an assistant manager, so I had to sign a lot of things, store related, and I got really good at a rock star signature for a while, but that's kind of withered. So,
Nick, are we driving you fucking insane right now? Like, is this just like too chatty?
No.
Tell us to shut up. Let's talk about pewter. Let's talk about miniatures and explosions.
We will, and we'll summarize it all, especially explosions, because it does definitely seem like Wreck-Age likes its explosions. At least Matt couldn't stop talking about them.
The malfunctions, your own gun can blow up in your hand if you're unlucky.
Yeah, happened to me 6 times on Saturday running demos. 6 times.
Did it really?
Wow. That is just when you put down the dice, you're like, I'm just done. Somebody else roll these.
Yeah, when you're doing a demo, you're not playing to win, but I wouldn't have been if I was trying that whole day.
You're running a demo, and you're right. You're not playing to win, but at the same time, you're not playing to just completely kill yourself and almost ruin the fun for the other person. But all right, so signatures. We know that John's is terrible, but it's going to be in one of the books, the Shangri-La book. Now, in addition, and we did talk about that there is a new I forgot the word. I mean, there's going to
be a revised rule book coming out.
There it is, revised. See,
here, I'll do your podcast for you. So we're going to have a rule book as well that we're going to put into the group. And yeah, we did talk at length that we're revising it, but it's going to be a 48-page revision of the rules. That's going to be a free PDF that will coincide with this. So the idea of what we're giving you with this is going to be so that you can and a friend can play. Try a little mini campaign out, and rope your friends in if you'd like. And so the rule book will be. You'll have a physical rule book that will have a little primer associated with it shortly.
Awesome. All right, so main rule book, Shangri-La expansion, and each of these gentlemen are actually throwing in out of their personal collection a starter set each.
Yes. So I'll be providing a faction box for the Reclaimer faction. They're kind of high-tech zealots that are obsessed with, as the faction name kind of implies, reclaiming the lost technologies of the past and rediscovering them, learning them, and using them for their own purposes. And so they got a really neat kind of junk tech aesthetic that's really they especially because depending on how you paint them, they can either look kind of benign or really ominous, which I think is a neat option for painters out there, especially. I paint mine in white robes. I'm an old school BattleTech player, so I like to kind of mimic them off of Comstar, if anyone's familiar with that group. But yeah, I've also seen them done in black and red. They look really cool, however you paint them. So they're a fun set of figures. And what are you throwing in, Matt?
I got a Stitchers here. Been meaning to paint up, but you'll do a better than I would anyhow. They are futuristic callbacks from before the collapse, as in, so before the collapse, you could extend your life for 100, maybe 200, 300 years, but there's certain things like that would affect, like you can't preserve the brain to the same capacity as you could a kidney. It's got, it's just works entirely different. And so you might have like a psychotic Stitcher going on with dementia that has a cabal of people underneath him who want to have that life, like they wanted the life extension that they have. So they've got like their own little mini cult going on, stealing kidneys, being futuristic Hannibal Lecters. It's kind of fun.
Fun group of body harvesters and miscreants.
It is definitely Tim's favorite faction. Because
they kind of are the shadow government of Shangri-La, so that's fun too.
Yeah, they're shadow. I mean, yeah, they're there's a little bit of a Nosferatu vibe to them in that regard. They're pulling some strings from in larger urban areas. They seem to do that. So fun stuff. You can have they can go knock out a bunch of reclaimers, drag them off, and harvest their organs, or they can be cut to pieces by laser fire. It's up to you guys and your dice.
And as we've already talked, sometimes your dice just don't work for you. So best laid plans.
Yeah, I mean the malfunction die blows stuff up on a 1. So I mean you're looking at like reclaimers oftentimes have unreliable weapons. You're looking at a 15% chance of weapons exploding or having really great effects. And just withering laser fire. They are the most chaotic. They're probably the most chaotic of our groups. And Stitchers are tough as nails and have a bunch of ways to revive themselves whenever, and are the most. They're not the splashiest of our groups, but they shrug off damage and persist the most. So I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic. Whoever gets this game in.
Yes, I think so. And I've actually been, like I said, I've been thinking about doing this program for a while, and I've just started talking to some of our guests, some of our previous guests, some of our, most recent and current guests, and I've been pleasantly surprised. I won't go into details now on who else because I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing here. Bring them on, let them talk about the game, what is coming out, what we're going to send to you, and let them help build up and share in the excitement because I think it's cool. So now the question is, how do you get into this contest, this giveaway? So I already laid out some of the rules are, some of the things, we'll ship it pretty much anywhere unless shipping is just absolutely outrageous. And then we may talk to you a little bit, but I don't foresee anywhere being a limitation since it's me paying for it.
Nick, how many listeners do you have in Antarctica? That might be some high postage.
That might be. I don't know. I don't think any. I'm going to go with none, but there's probably that one jerk who's going to prove me wrong.
Sounds like a market to exploit then. You need to get in there.
Is anyone listening from Micronesia?
See, just trying to make my life hard. I see how it is, guys. See how it is.
Hopefully they're in Chicago or Los Angeles and we ship it to you and then we could have just handed it to them.
That would be highly amusing. Hey guys, I'm shipping it right past you. But that's what happens. That's what's going to happen probably at least once at some point. So some of the other things or how you actually, there will be a link on our Facebook page and it will go throughout the month because it runs from the 1st to the 31st or whatever is the last day of the month for that month. So this is March. Technically it's kicking off today on the 1st. We're probably not going to air this until Friday, so you guys aren't going to hear about it. I actually haven't even finished the first giveaway information for it. That should be going up sometime later today, and we will attach it into the podcast. But once you go there, like I said, there will be a link in the podcast. There will be a link on our Facebook page. It'll be in all of our show notes for the month. And when you go there, you will have to fill out a little bit of information. Not a lot. And we're not currently using any of it for marketing purposes, just getting your info so that we can ship you stuff. So after we collect that information, there's going to be a series of things you need to do that will give you entries. The more entries you have, the likelier chance that you have to win. No purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything. But there will be links to our various social media, websites, and just other stuff to help spread the word. And there will be bonuses if you do spread the word and you invite your friends to come and join into the contest. You get more entries as well. So lots of opportunities, lots of ways to get into this contest for a chance to win. Now, John, Matt, Anton, when he listens to this later, I do have bad news. You guys can't enter.
Oh.
Not allowed. Matt,
I wanted to win it back. I wanted to actually get a box of Reclaimers on top of my box of Stitchers that I'm throwing in.
and a sign
want to steal my shit.
Yes. See, I knew that was your plan all along. That's why I was I had to throw that out there was to ruin your chances of that.
What about family members? Can I just have everyone in my family sign up?
You could, but I mean, they might not give it back to you.
That's true. They disappoint me.
Then again, you might find
the products
are
that good
because they don't know.
Of course, they wouldn't want to give it up.
There you go. You'll convert them into a loyal and devout fan.
That's right.
Hey, stranger things have happened, I think. I don't know. We've gotten Matt to behave, so.
I actually was going to ask you if I was on good behavior after this, but now I know the answer.
So far,
I think you need to step it up, buddy.
Uh-oh. See, you weren't supposed to put out a challenge there, John.
Anybody wants to see me and my bad behavior, come to Adepticon and seek me out. I'm I don't know. I don't even know how to explain I'm probably the fatter one in Wreck-Age. I'm the chubby funster of Wreck-Age. Just walk up to, and we have a booth and we have a demo table. And if you just see a chubby dude there, I'm like, Matt, and I'll be like, Matt.
And if you say
this is going to be my first Adepticon, so I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of excited.
It's actually going to be my first one too.
Oh, nice. All right.
I think it's my 8th Adepticon. I don't know, but I'm local. That's not fair. But I don't know. Is Tim been to one? He's from Wisconsin, right? Adam told me he's from Wisconsin.
Yes.
Is that you?
No. Tim's from Wisconsin, but Tim has also been to many Adepticons and other cons. Lots of cons. Yes.
I was gossiping about you guys. Sorry.
Oh, were you?
So what's the big thing to do besides attending the Wreck-Age booth? What's a good thing to do at Adepticon? What do you recommend, Matt? There always something to see.
So as from a non-Chicagoan, you're just gonna do fat guy stuff. You're gonna have some hot dogs. You're gonna have some deep dish pizza, which we don't like. Yeah, they've got an Uno's in Boston, but fuck that. And
yeah, we just have BJ's out here in Los Angeles. So
I mean,
and I don't mean that as the sex act. I mean that as the restaurant chain. we have the other things too, but
every kid I knew that used the BJ as their nickname growing up grew out of that rather right around when they figured out what that meant. But
I don't know why.
no, Adepticon in general is. I'm going to give you what I would normally tell people is like the selling point is. So it's free to get in, and you only need to do stuff. You only need to pay if it's going to be. You're going to be doing events like you're going to be playing like a Warhammer 40,000 team tournament or something like that. So because of that, I think it has a more robust demo scene and a more geared towards gamers vendor hall, because it knows it's going to attract those people who aren't going to don't want to spend 12 hours on their ass playing a game, that are just going to want to come in and check out I want to get paints, I want to get some MDF stuff, I want to get some X-Wing templates, whatever the hell they're there for. They know it's like a giant bazaar for that, and they can spend a couple hours get a couple demos in, take a lunch break if they want, and then come back if they want or not. It's like one of those things. It's like it's not like and I'm not trying to disparage Gen Con, but it's not like, oh, I paid $60 to be here today, so I better do a paint and take, I better play X amount of games of Pathfinder, I better do this or that, or I'm not getting my money's worth. You'll see a lot of people that just kind of gravitate towards it because it's like a day trip to them, and because of that,
so it's more
what's nice
atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. And for someone like Nick, I'm sure you're going to be doing some podcast stuff with people. I'm sure I'd love to do some stuff with you there. It gives you the leisure of just being able to oh, cool, that's done. Oh, I've got 45 minutes. I can do 3 things with that time. And the same thing goes for us, John. So it's good for the consumer, and so we're at a demo table, and oh, cool, my someone's going to spell me for a second. What am I doing in 45 minutes? I can actually go and do something worthwhile with my time, because it's not just door-to-door tournaments, or I don't need a ticket for this. I don't know. I like that. I mean, the one thing is for the vendors like us, it is going to be more work, because we're just going to be doing wall-to-wall demos and shit like that. So it's tiring. But it is as far as science fiction and miniatures stuff going on, there's not a better 4 days in gaming. I will say, so they say Gen Con is the best 4 days in gaming. For our niche, this is the best by far.
Nice.
That's definitely believable. And more people, I don't know. I've seen a lot of resentment in the community lately about some of the things that Gen Con is doing with various vendors, especially indies. So,
I mean, I don't want to throw shade or whatever, but we've done it once, and I don't know if we ever would again. Like I said, it's not our niche, for one. I mean, we're not a board game. It would be fun to put out a board game. I'm not saying it's not in our future. Kickstarter 7, who knows? Dream the dream. But I mean, we went there, and it was, so you go to Adepticon, and it's not just us for being locals. I would lie. I'd be lying if I said at first, especially in the beginning, that we didn't get some preferential treatment being locals, and being before John came on as our third man. We were 2 guys that had volunteered at Adepticon. Put stuffed swag bags, broke down boxes, just stupid stuff that someone would trust Anton and I to do. But so that got us some leeway where, we did some demos and stuff for the first few years, just free, just set up. We'll set up where it's convenient for us type thing.
Right.
And that's awesome. But they still do treat everyone fairly. Where now we've kind of gone past that, and we're kicking in 1,500 dirt bikes in the swag bags to secure a spot, things like that. There's money on the table. They still treat you a lot better, and from other vendors that I know and of course talk to, than a Gen Con who's going to charge you for electricity and Wi-Fi, and you can't sell at your table, and oh man,
really?
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not going to burn any bridges, because we're never going to do Gen Con again. But I don't know. You could listen to Gen Con rules emails in a shrill German voice and get the idea.
Actually, I heard that also about about LVO, and not the organizers themselves, but the location that it's at.
Yeah, and like with like at indie cons like this, the location, like if the location hampers it, there's only so much you can do. Like, so man, I'm really gonna out myself completely in this email. You might as well just say this is also about Adepticon. So like Adepticon, like they sell booze at that convention. So I'm gonna show up the first day. I'm gonna scout what they have at their bars, and I'm gonna fill up an entire cooler of it
with
just so I can. Not Malort, no man. So okay, side note, if you don't know what Malort is, it is like so Polish people love it, so Chicago people love it, and it just tastes like fucking like the worst. Oh, I don't like just minty to the point where it kind of makes you gag, like herbal. Okay. Like if someone was like, "Hey, so absinthe made by early times," like that's what Malort tastes like, and. So John was like, "Oh, I've got this bachelor party coming up. Buy me some Malort." So I buy him $2 two bottles of Malort and send it to him. It's like PayPal me, and, like just please, just don't tell me the results.
So some context here. You can't find that stuff in Los Angeles. Apparently, I looked, and there's a local radio station that does. Any chance they get to drink on the air, they will take. And they have a little segment called Booze News. And so if anyone even mentions alcohol during a news story, everyone on the show has to take drinks. And they often will do punishment drinks of Malort. And they always just sound like they're having the worst time on the air when they're drinking this stuff. So, of course, morbid curiosity took over, and I wanted to try some, and my bachelor party is actually going to be a weekend-long gaming event up in Big Bear. And so I decided it would be kind of a cool idea to have Malort take a shot of Malort and you get a re-roll, or you get to undo something bad that happened in the game. So there's going to be a carrot and stick component to drinking Malort, and I want to punish my friends with really awful alcohol. So that was the goal, and Matt came through with 2 bottles. So I'm hoping those are both dry by the end of the weekend.
Sweet.
Dude, you're gonna lose friends. It's garbage. So like I'm a hard drinker, and I'm a Chicagoan who's like lived for years in Polish neighborhoods. I hate that stuff. Like it's just it's just disgusting.
That you seem to be not in the minority. I mean, the consensus seems to be the stuff is just horrible, but something you got to try once, right? I don't know. I want to try
what I've noticed if people have the Chicago flag tattooed on them in any way, place, or form, like which is a lot of people, or they're just like I immigrated from Poland, and God bless them, there's a lot of them here. Yeah, that's your Malort audience, and it's enough to continue making Malort, especially Jepson's, which is So then it's not only that. Jepson's is the one I sent you, and that's like it's the one that's been around for the longest, and being Malort, it's got to be cheap to weather the storm of being Malort, right? Because not a lot of people are going to buy it, and it's going to like every now like. So, but now there's like these like boutiques of like these boutique whiskeys and stuff, like some Evanston company, which is like a more affluent neighborhood up, like a suburb up north. Like they made bourbon. The bourbon was fine, and then they're like, you know what, we're gonna make a Malort just to be like, no, it's like you didn't need to do that. No one needs a $40 bottle of Malort. The Malort demographic doesn't need the $40 bottle of Malort. You're not gonna. So it's just I don't know.
And yet there's
like a $15 can of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh my god.
So anyway. So if your convention place are sticklers, so you just need to kind of learn to kind of get around it. So Adepticon is not technically BYOB, but there's hotel rooms everywhere, and they sell bottles and cans of liquor that you can just go to the store then and fill a cooler up, and they're not going to go, "Where did you get that?" So you just need to kind of circumvent the rules if you're,
So now we just need the folks at Adepticon to not listen to this episode.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone at the Renaissance Hotel. No, is it the Renaissance? Anyway, I don't think anyone at the hotel is going to be listening. So I'm not concerned. I hope no one at Adepticon would be like, holy shit, Matt is secret sipping. I think they know I'm drunk.
They're going to have a team of security looking out for you.
They're just going to be like,
I'd have to hide. We're going to have to put our demo card on wheels so I can book it down the hall. Get out of here.
You're just going to have to keister the booze.
Fit the cooler underneath, just wheel away.
Just one of those.
Show up somewhere else.
One of those illicit, booths. Oh, Popo's coming! Clean up quick. Gone.
No, but so what I was kind of trying to make a point of is they're great people, and of course, even in a not very restrictive hotel, there's going to be hotel restrictions. So I get that. If the hotel are kind of really constrained, that can really put a damper on things. But Adepticon's not like that at all.
Awesome.
Sounds like a fun environment.
I know. I am looking forward to it, and you are right, Matt. I will be doing podcast stuff. I also have people that want to test the limits of my liver. It would seem that I have spent enough nights awake for long hours while drinking bottles of liquor that people want to see if I really actually can do
it. What's your poison of choice?
I am generally bourbon.
Malort. It's Malort.
Yes, Malort. Malort.
Good man. We'll drink together. Let's do it.
You're a bourbon guy, then I'm your man. We're a beer and bourbon guys, huh? I guess Chicago and Atlanta. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Kentucky's equidistant to us.
Yes, but yeah, no, I like bourbon. Actually, there's I went in looking for a certain bottle of bourbon, and the guy at the liquor store was like, "Hey, if you like that, try this. It's better. It's about the same price, and it's a little bit smoother." And it's called Jefferson. And
Jefferson's has 5 or 6 very delicious things. Yeah, those are the ones with the little horses up top.
I don't think my bottle does.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's a limited. I swear it's Jefferson's. If there's a little pewter horse up top, what's nice about that is they do a string of limited releases where they're meant to be in a race against each other. It's so fucking nerdy. Put on your goddamn conductor hat and just drink this stuff.
That's awesome. I mean,
that's kind of cool. Yeah.
who wouldn't want their beer to be or their bourbon, at the end of the night to, be doing horse racing?
Well, I think that you'd have to drink 7 bottles to get a horse race.
I mean,
so.
It's you and your friends. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say, or 7 people and 7 bottles. I mean, that could be doable.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would probably scratch if I was the horse in that party. I think I would want to get out of that.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure?
It died with the party of sitting around with 7 dudes trying to drink a bottle of whiskey each. Do you imagine the feelings and then the despair and then the excuses the next day?
Yeah.
That's rough.
All the tearful man hugs that would be going on and the I love you bros.
And there'd be the one guy who's like, I've got such a tolerance, let me race you with this. And he'd be the first one in bed.
I mean, there is that guy. I mean, there is always that guy, unfortunately. Because, yeah, no, I don't like, being that guy. I've never actually said, I will race you because I can't chug alcohol. It just never is worked for me.
You heard it here first. Body shots from Nick at the Wreck-Age booth.
Hell yeah, I'm there. Let's do
it. Oh, man. Yeah, see? Everyone I know. Oh, we lost Matt.
Uh-oh.
I think he just did mic drop.
Yeah, it wasn't going to get any better than that. He decided to end on a high note.
End on a high note. I'm out. All right. So, I will I will start bringing this to a close. So,
Okay.
The great news, we're on Google Play. We should be on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We do have a new hosting provider. We're trying to make everything as seamless as possible for Skirmish Supremacy. But including in that some of the things that we're doing, we are finalizing stuff for having T-shirts done. We're hoping to bring some, not a lot, while we're at Adepticon. So they will be a very limited release item if they do. And since we only have a few weeks, I've got to really get cracking on that one to make sure it even happens. But
if you remember, get me an XL. Then I'll because we don't do our own shirts. So yeah, hit me up.
All right.
We should remedy that though, I think.
Yeah, only if it's like a knit collar thing.
I want a Stitcher shirt. I want a Stitcher shirt.
A Stitcher shirt.
That's
Actually, themed faction shirts, those could be awesome.
Yeah, there's some cool artwork, and not to toot our own horn, I know that's obnoxious, but there's some cool pieces I think would look good on a T-shirt.
No, I could totally
we have some
see.
stuff. We should try to sell
it. And we would actually be trying to sell that, I think. I don't know
we would.
I don't know what the T-shirt market is. If we're wrong, let us know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what T-shirt sales would be like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's part of what we're getting ready to find out. I'm also setting up an e-shop so that you can buy some of that stuff. T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts, stuff like that.
Could always DIY punk it. Just get a little screen press. Do it.
Yeah, that's true.
But doesn't that 3 weeks,
like not a holdover, but a missing element? Because like in the 90s, it seemed like every game company had their own line of shirts, and then that's just not a thing anymore. So yeah, is it just not financially viable, or do people not care? I mean, willing to throw corporate logos on clothing all the time and happily wear it. So I don't think it's a matter of not wanting to.
I don't know. I got my Boba Fett shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, and that's awesome. And Disney made
in
some
the
money
90s. In the 90s, I learned about music through T-shirts that people were wearing walking down the street. Though now we have the internet. I hope more people will find us through the internet than some asshole with a T-shirt in his closet.
Yeah, but the thing is that if the person's wearing the T-shirt, that they play that game.
Yeah, and it's a conversation starter.
Yeah, exactly. So that they have got a bit of an investment or interest in that. In that game, or if
and I guess it's good for like a demo group. I don't know. It might just be me. Okay, so it might just be me because I only wear T-shirts at home. I usually wear button downs and what have you. So,
you sell out.
Dude, I'm a yuppie, man. I'm a yuppie. What do you want from me?
I don't know. More Malort. Send more Malort.
See, I used to wear button downs all the time, and now I wear a tie to work every day. So I'm like, you know what? T-shirts are just fine.
Yeah, I'm a 33-year-old man child. I still wear T-shirts and jeans pretty much when I'm not working. That's my uniform. So I take the opposite view. T-shirts all day, every day. I love them.
T-shirts are nice.
Yeah. So I like this that we've
the
covered.
Prosecution rests.
I like the range of topics we've covered though. This is kind of we had the drinking hour. We've covered fashion.
This is all going out, right? You're just going to put this all out and just raise the bar for anyone else who gives you free stuff.
Exactly. I mean, though the person lined up for next month, they do have T-shirts.
Oh man, see, we're already behind.
See, you're already behind.
I feel like pledging like a Wreck-Age T-shirt into this one, just so we just have to do it now. We just have to do it. You heard it here first, America. Skirmish Supremacy, Wreck-Age T-shirts. You don't want one, but you're getting one.
Now there's going to be a lot of angry people if it doesn't happen. and a lot being like,
yeah.
You know,
Tweet me because I'm the only one who actually reads it at Wreck-Age RPG, and just T-shirt, just
go.
over and over again. Just do
keep tweeting. I want T-shirts.
Yeah.
I want T-shirts. I should totally add that into the competition. Is tweet this and just give them a daily bonus if they tweet it. And so really, you know, with the tool I'm using, they just have to click a button. Matt left again. He's like, oh shoot. Now I really did give away the farm.
He's looking up T-shirt manufacturers.
Yeah, sorry, I keep dropping out. It's like middle school all over again.
All right, so we've got Wreck-Age RPG for Twitter. How about Facebook?
Oh, it's I think it's just Hyacinth Games. Facebook.com/Hyacinth Games. I hope that's it. I mean, we actually have a closed community in Facebook that's pretty active. We got a lot of spam for a minute, so I closed it off. I should probably open it back up. But
and that group,
yeah,
is
I don't know what it was.
Official Wreck-Age Facebook group, and yes, your Facebook, because I was adding it to the competition earlier. The giveaway is Hyacinth Games.
Yep,
for the official page. To join
because everyone knows how to spell hyacinth. It's HYACINTH. So I take responsibility. I named that and have. I think it's pretty off the tongue, but oh man, it's hard to find.
Is that based off the poem?
It's based by the fact that hyacinth flowers soak up pollutants. They're almost like they're a very effective counter pollutant.
Okay, nice.
And our game is are we gonna find out I'm leftist as fuck? It's a pollution event due to climate change, and I can't tell you how many people that we've done a demo with, and then said the game's fun, but climate change isn't real, and then walked away. I can't tell you because it's like 7. It's like 7 people, but it's a surprising amount.
I didn't know if it was a T.S. Eliot nod. You know, the
I love T.S. Eliot, man. I will show you fear in a handful of dust. I hear you, man. It's great.
Yeah, no, I've always wondered. I've just never asked about the origins of the name. So I decided.
Holy shit! We just talked about poetry. We just talked about fucking poetry in this podcast. You need to shut us down, Nick.
I think we classed this up too much. Tim's gonna listen and be like, "What the fuck happened?"
That's what you get for getting an English major on here. Sorry.
Where are the fart jokes? We talked about those a while ago.
Yeah, T.S. Eliot, man, lowercase. Let's do it.
All right. So, also, as Matt said earlier, you can also find them at rec-age.com on the internet.
It's .net. It's rec-age.net. There's like so many like tow truck companies that have like Wreck-Age in their websites. We screwed up. We should have gotten that domain first and all that, but that's not 1998.
Yeah. Don't you hate that? You're like,
if you Google,
a great name, and you start going
Google Wreck-Age game.
Yeah,
Wreck-Age game, you'll find us.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters is, the robot overlords know where we are.
That's right.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
So rec-age.net, at Wreck-Age RPG, and Facebook.com/Hyacinth Games. Not going to spell it again for you. Should have been paying attention.
I will. HYACINTH. There we go.
Oh, you even spelled it nice and slow.
All right. Someone want a spelling bee.
Blah, 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 blah. So, there we go. All right, gentlemen. Any last words?
Right. Well, I'm sure you've probably already put up the video for our Kickstarter by this time this comes out. But March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, worst day of the year. Go on Kickstarter.com, search Wreck-Age, and we have a vehicles Kickstarter coming out. It's very exciting. Everybody loves vehicles in post-apocalyptic environments. We've got some pretty killer resin vehicles that we're going to do, and it's the way. We're not going to branch out with a lot of more minis, but we're going to branch out with larger with vehicles if you're looking to extend your play group.
Vroom vroom, motherfuckers.
Vroom vroom, motherfuckers, indeed.
Cars and watercraft. It's cool.
Oh yeah, Shangri-La. This guy in Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is going to be underwater.
Yeah, hey,
it's going to be very underwater. So we've got some watercraft made by our friend Alex at Ironheart Artisans. He's a very talented guy. Hope you guys can hear my cat shouting at me right now. But we've partnered with some really great people for this, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I hope you think it's going to be good. Give us your money, and I'll send you some stuff.
And, the nice part, you say worst day of the year because it's St. Patrick's Day, but that just means that, when they're stumbling home that evening and they're drunk, they can go, oh, yeah, this was kicking off. And they'll go and they'll back and, hopefully they forget about it until, after the Kickstarter's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could just stay in and look at Kickstarter.com instead of having, and I'm a drunk, so discount this, but having people that don't know what they're doing vomit on you in public.
Ooh.
I think that's what you should do instead. I mean, St. Patrick's Day in Chicago is absurd. I mean, they've shut down our parade because there was too many drunk teenagers in the hospital. So, yeah. So if you can imagine how I feel in a kind of hipped part of town over here
don't you guys dye the river green or something like that?
We still do that, and I hate it. And they still dye the so the joke about St. Patrick's Day in Chicago is you're drinking an unpopular beer when you show up on like 3 days later and the beer's still green. Like it's time to change the keg.
Yeah.
yeah. I have a very reserved girlfriend who once told a woman who was screaming at us and hiccuping the entire time to get out of her picture because she was taking a picture of like a sun or something like that, to get out of her neighborhood. And it was the most amazing part of my relationship I've ever witnessed. Like, so that's St. Patrick's Day here. So I have a bad idea of St. Patrick's Day. So I will be going and posting about a Kickstarter for Wreck-Age on the forums that you guys like. And please comment, tell me to leave you alone.
Yeah.
Will do. All right, guys.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having us on.
It has been a pleasure. And, a fun and meandering. Kickstarters, giveaways, Stitchers, other stuff, signed books. Yes. All right. So, I really should have been drinking for this episode, but all of you folks, have a great night.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Skirmish Supremacy. To see more of the antics that Nick and I do, you can check us out on Facebook at Skirmish Supremacy. We also have Twitter, which we can be reached at Skirmish Supreme, because apparently Skirmish Supremacy does not fit in Twitter. And if you want to email us directly, you can reach us at tim@skirmishsupremacy.com or nick@skirmishsupremacy.com. Thanks for listening.